My name is Susan Bowerman. I'm a registered dietitian and a certified specialist in sports dietetics. What's my favorite food? Okay, well, if I'm going to give you the politically correct answer, I would say my favorite food is probably berries of any kind. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries would be my favorite fruits. If I were going to give you the answer of what my very favorite food is, disregarding health, disregarding nutrition, I have to say it's really good, crusty French bread. That's my favorite food. I don't eat it very often, but I really love it. My go-to snack is really not so much about a particular food. It's usually a texture. I tend to want something really crunchy when I snack, and that can be dangerous because it could lead me down the path of pretzels and pita chips and things that I probably shouldn't eat. So I don't do that very often, and I steer myself towards the baby carrots, and that seems to work pretty well. I do that frequently. There are some foods that I don't like, and it's usually more a taste thing more than it is a textural thing. I'm not fond of peas for some reason, and my husband gets very upset with me about that because he grows peas in the garden every spring, and he gets very excited when the peas are ready, and I just can't get into them. I don't know why. So I don't particularly like peas. The other food that I don't particularly like, and I'm not alone in this, is I do not care for liver, and I don't really see much reason to eat it, but that's just me. Cooking is kind of my creative outlet, so there's actually very few things that I don't enjoy cooking, but I think I get the most pleasure out of cooking foods that come out of the garden. I love the idea of being able to just walk out into the garden, see what's ripe, see what needs to be prepared. It's usually a vegetable of some kind, and I love to just be able to bring that in and cook it simply. If your ingredients are really good, cooking something is really usually very, very simple and quick, and that's what I love. When people tell me that they think cooking is complicated or it takes too much time, that's where I tend to disagree, because I think if you have fresh ingredients and you have things that are picked at their peak, they really don't require that much in terms of preparation and seasoning because they're just so good on their own, and that's as good as it gets. Family meals in our house, my kids are grown now, but when the kids were growing up, we had family meals every night. I really insisted on it, and it was really important to me. I guess I was fortunate in that my kids didn't have an abundance of evening activities, so they were usually home. And I think everybody really enjoyed coming together at night. I cooked something each night. In terms of meals, sometimes they were simple, sometimes on the weekends when I had more time might be a little bit more elaborate, but the point was that we all would sit down and eat a meal together. It was well balanced. I made a salad every night because that's what my mom did when I was growing up. And we always had fruit for dessert. And usually I would put the foods out in the kitchen, and everybody, when they were old enough to be able to do so, served themselves, brought it to the table. And it was our time to sit together and talk and just enjoy family time. I think what was important to us was just to be able to sit down and eat dinner together every night. And even though my kids are grown, our son still eats with us very often. Our daughter and son-in-law come over and eat dinner with us pretty regularly. So apparently that habit's been established, and I'm expecting that they will do the same thing with their families too. Kids do love sweets, there's no question about it, and I think one of the things that's really helpful for parents to understand is that if you can keep things that are reasonably safe around for kids to eat and teach them to gravitate towards the healthier sweets, that's a really good strategy. I don't think my kids ever really felt deprived, and I don't think we had a lot of high-calorie foods in the house. I mean, there were frozen fruit bars in the freezer, and there were graham crackers in the snack drawer. So they had some goodies to eat, but I think they were reasonably healthy. As far as high-calorie desserts, sure, if they went to a birthday party and there was something there, that's fine. I let them eat it. I think it was better to keep it kind of normal. In other words, you go to a birthday party, that's what people do. I don't think they ever overindulged just because they didn't have rich, high-calorie desserts at home. I think they went to birthday parties, they enjoyed a few bites of cake, and that was it. It was pretty low-key. So first thing is get the high-calorie stuff out of the house. If you are going to keep sweets around, keep things that are healthy. So if you have fresh fruit, you have fruit bars, you have low-fat cookies or graham crackers, and let the kids know that those are sort of safe. They can have those, and let them kind of monitor themselves, keep an eye on them. But the high-calorie stuff really should be gone and really should be saved for special occasions. But there too, I think if you restrict too much and you tell kids that they can never have anything, what usually happens is that makes that food much, much more tempting and much more desirable. So I think they need to learn that there are certain foods that are safe for special occasions, and you eat those things in moderation, and that's fine. What I want to tell them is, I want you to eat well, I want you to enjoy your food, I want you to be active, and I want you to just find a routine of eating and exercise that works for you. And if you do all of that, your weight will take care of itself.